Yeah, this is where the buyers and sellers of illegal drugs on illegal websites come to face trial and possible prison time. But here's the problem. Right here outside the courthouse, I can use my own iPhone, log into the same illegal drug-selling websites that the crooks use. I could even show you how to do it. It's remarkably easy access to the dark web and especially to some darkly dangerous drugs.
So fentanyl is a very deadly narcotic, and a very small dose is very powerful.
It's the drug that prosecutors warn about, that families of victims mourn about.
And it's out there, and it's in drugs, it's in pills.
That's why these federal agents in this FBI video are out here looking for fentanyl. It's a bootleg hospital opioid, cheap and easy to make in overseas labs, 50 times stronger than heroin or morphine. The dealers are buying and selling illegally on the internet, using dark web marketplace sites with names like Silk Road or Alpha Bay.
So the dark web basically is the hidden web, the hidden internet that many people do not know about.
And Assistant U.S. Attorney Sanjeev Bhaskar says at least 2 of those dark web investigations led to drug suspects arrested here in the Charlotte area.
He was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison. He was purchasing narcotics on the dark web on Silk Road. Law enforcement learned narcotics were being shipped internationally into the United States through Charlotte.
What was he doing with what he was purchasing on the dark web?
He was selling the narcotics. So what he was doing was purchasing the U47700 in addition to fentanyl and other narcotics, and taking them, bringing them to his house, selling them in the greater Charlotte and the Atlanta area.
And it's not just drug dealers who are accessing these illegal drug websites on the dark web. Anybody with a little online knowledge and the right apps can buy the same dangerous drugs, or even worse, buy something they don't think is dangerous, but really is.
The point is, though, for the community to understand this is happening, and if you have children, to know they have access to these means if they have a smartphone or if they have access to a computer.
As a parent, that's frightening.
Yeah. They act like an Amazon or like an eBay, if you will, where there's a marketplace where people can purchase and sell illicit things, lower level, perhaps marijuana, if you wish, narcotic, and that's what they may be thinking they're receiving, but in fact it's cut with fentanyl or other synthetics that are being sent from China or other parts of the world. It's another version of the narcotic that's being cut or mixed with a separate narcotic to give a stronger kick, if you will. Often once they've received it and digested it, it is too late.
No indication, nothing, no warning at all.
That's what fentanyl does to
That's
folks.
what fentanyl did that quick.
Debbie Dalton's home on Lake Norman is filled with photos and flashbacks, reminders of her son Hunter, who died after a friend gave him drugs laced with fentanyl.
He had no idea.
The person who gave it to him didn't know.
He had no idea. You know, I mean, it's 3 years and it's still not real to me. It is still not real. I can be walking along and all of a sudden it's just a punch to the gut. My son was 23, way too young, but he lived an amazing life.
Dalton says life for her family before fentanyl was what Hunter Dalton called the HD life.
Yeah. Live that HD life. Yeah, it's only right. It's only right for that HD life, hey.
But then came that night, that phone call, that frantic trip to the hospital in Raleigh.
But nothing in this world prepared me for what I heard next. When I heard him say Hunter has overdosed, and my husband had to take the phone. And you know, at that point we're told that he's headed to the hospital in an ambulance. And we were out of our house in a minute, just racing to Raleigh, trying to get there as quickly as we could. And between screaming and not being able to breathe and trying to talk to doctors and what's going on with him. And
had you heard of fentanyl at that point?
Never in my life, never. And then every day the news just got worse until I held his hand. After 7 days, holding his hand, I held his hand as he took his last breath.
Hunter's mom holds back tears as she tells that story,
Right.
not just to us, but to school groups, to parents who don't know about these dark web drugs, and to kids who might know more than their parents realize.
That's his room. And so it's going to stay like that with his trophies.
She talks about Hunter's room here at home, still the same as it was 3 years ago, and how everything else will never be the same.
You know, if I'd known, you know, that the what if is a horrible thing. It's just a road you try to stay away from as a parent that lost a child. But man, if I'd known this. More importantly, if Hunter had. And so if there's a door that'll open, I'm walking through it. If there's an audience that'll listen to me, I'm going to talk to them. You know, it's the only thing that keeps me going.
You know, it used to be there were two kinds of drugs, the safer recreational drugs over here, the dangerous hard drugs over here. But now, with the dark web and with powerful cheap drugs like fentanyl being mixed in with just about everything, well, you just don't know. And in this case, what you don't know could literally kill you.